Hello, everybody, and welcome back to NCAA 2004 in the Alabama Crimson Tide Dynasty mode here. We are moving right along in year number 11, finally with another installment of the Tennessee rivalry, a game that we haven't watched, at least in the season. We didn't watch it last year because Tennessee was bad. They were certainly bad at the time that we played them. I think they dropped to 4-6, in the weeks following this rivalry matchup. That we won 52-17. We absolutely blew out Tennessee. We've had some blowouts in this series before, but they're normally at least a little bit competitive. Tennessee always seems to bring out the wackiness in our game whenever we decide to play Tennessee. But the Volunteers ended up having a mid-season last year. They finished 6-7 because they did lose a bowl game. They made it to a bowl game, first of all, but they did lose it to Clemson. It was the Peach Bowl, but they did manage to lose. So they have a weird situation going on with their roster. They finally at least assembled one that can put together at least a 7-0 start. Still only good for 15th in the country, which I find bizarre. I know there's got to be teams with a loss or two sitting in front of them, which just makes this game even weirder. But they have a weird situation on that roster. So Shelton Smith, who is a familiar name, or familiar face rather, because he started in his sophomore season. He actually had a decent year, threw for over 3,000 yards, had 23 touchdowns and just 16 interceptions. But he didn't start last year, so maybe that was the problem. Tennessee made a switch up at quarterback last year that they thought would really help out, and it certainly hasn't, or didn't rather. So Tennessee must have had some interesting results from training that they thought they could really rely on and kind of put some stock in it. It kind of torpedoed their season last year. So now they're trying to bounce back here with Smith back at the helm, and we'll see if they can knock us off because we need this win, of course, as much as Tennessee does. So let's see what LaShawn Robinson and the boys can do here on a 3rd and inches as he's going to drop back here, takes another step back, and he finds an open man. He's going to run into the end zone, and if you can believe it, man, that is going to be the 3rd-string tight end Adams, I think, who manages to get into the end zone for the first touchdown of this game. So we'll get another look at it. But yeah, I think his name is Adams. He's down on the depth chart. He's behind Horner, who I do have on my roster sheet, but I didn't think to track the 3rd-string tight end to memory. Can you really blame me? So, 1st and 10 here, Shelton Smith manages to get this pass off, and it's going to get batted around and somehow end up in the hands of Fabian Schmidt. So, a very unfortunate batting around of the ball here is going to give the Crimson Tide another offensive opportunity deep in the Volunteers territory. So, LaShawn Robinson able to fire this one across the middle, and he's going to find Darius Van, who gets the first down and a little bit more. Mr. 87 going to get close here within scoring distance for the Crimson Tide. So on 1st and goal here, Sean Robinson in the I formation from the 5-yard line, going to drop back to throw for it, and across the middle. Oh my God, is that Adams again? Oh my goodness, is it? Let's get a yes, it is. What are we doing? Where's Broderick Black? Where's Horner for that matter? No, it's not Adams. I think it's Jones. That's what it is. It might be Adam Jones. That's where I'm getting Adams from, but it's Jones. But Shelton Smith now in the Volunteers under some pressure. He's got to make a throw on the run and absolutely throws it on a line. Absolutely throws it on a line. That pass is going to be completed by one of Tennessee's many great receivers on this roster. So fast forward to 3rd and 6, though, now in the red zone is Tennessee struggling to get to the line to gain, and that was an awkward pass that just kind of ended up in the shoes and the ankles of the intended receiver. I don't know. So 4th and 6, Tennessee's going to bring up the special teams unit, and they're going to at least get 3 points and answer back to what we've been doing early in this game. So, but it's already quite the deficit for the Volunteers as they find themselves down 11 after just 1 quarter of play. So can we keep the momentum here, or are we going to let Tennessee battle back? It's already 3rd and 10 now for Shelton Smith and the boys, and that one gets over the hands of the defender, and now it's off to the races and into the end zone for a Volunteer touchdown. And just like that, before I can even finish the sentence, the defense has already allowed Tennessee back into this ball game, as Samuel Eaton, the sophomore, is able to kind of get that ball over the hands of, I didn't see which DB it was, but that's touchdown number 4 for Mr. Eaton. So Tennessee now is eating, as they're now only down 4 points, but LaShawn Robinson and the boys back on the attack here are going to throw it across his body off of his back leg, and somehow that's going to end up in the hands of one of our own guys. I have no idea how, but we'll take it, as Barker's able to haul that one in here and come down with it at about the Tennessee 10-yard line. So LaShawn Robinson back to pass here, looking for an open target here. He's going to dump this one off, a receiver screen to Darius Van, who's able to run towards the line to gain. It looks like he might have gotten it. I think he might have. And yes, first and goal here now for the Alabama offense. And LaShawn Robinson's just going to hand this one off to Jameel Nichols and let him finish the job like he's done so much this year. And that is touchdown number 9 for Jameel Nichols as he gets inside the end zone. So now we're going to look on the other side here. Tennessee just past midfield on a 2nd and 2. Shelton Smith here only needs 2 yards, but he's going to look for a much bigger completion, a much bigger chunk of yardage here. And I believe that was Clint Lester, the top receiver here on this Tennessee staff, making the completion. And it is the junior making the completion. So a lot of familiar faces on this Tennessee team, or at least guys who have been here for a few years that have probably been there the last time we watched this series. But Shelton Smith is going to find another one of these targets as he dumps it off quickly across the middle. And this time it is going to be to the tight end, Chris Ashley, the junior, who's going to make the completion here. But now, with time being of the essence here, just 35 seconds, Tennessee going to try and move a little bit quickly here to at least get back within 4 points. But Shelton Smith wasting a lot of time on the clock now, waiting to snap this ball off, sends the running back in motion, gets that pass off in time with pressure in his face. But unfortunately, Samuel Eaton just kind of lets that one hit him in the numbers. Just, I don't know, didn't have his hands with him. I'm not really sure. Wasn't prepared to catch the ball. But on 2nd and goal, now going for the pass again now in the corner of the end zone. Tackled well out of the end zone, but they're going to say that he was in the end zone when he made the completion. I don't know about that. I would certainly dispute it, but they're going to say that he was in there. So Tennessee's going to add a touchdown before this half comes to a close, making it a 4-point game once again. It's a close one here. We might have to battle with Tennessee. But Jameel Nichols evades pressure in the backfield. I have no idea how. He just shapeshifted, just phased through that defender and was able to turn that into a first down. So I have no idea how, but that is the beauty that we've seen from Jameel Nichols so far in this series. But it's a 1st and 10, and now I have no idea how that pass got through, as Ryan Reynolds was able to get that in probably the tightest, smallest window. LaShawn Robinson somehow threads it through there, but it's already 3rd and 8 now. Tennessee's defense trying to keep us out of the end zone, but they can't do it as LaShawn Robinson, another tough pass here to Stephen Barker in double coverage, and somehow Barker's going to come down with it. And that is going to be a touchdown for your boys. So 28-17 now the score, but we are back on offense after stopping Tennessee. LaShawn Robinson clobbered as he lets go of that ball, and it's a bit of a wobbler, but it's going to end up in Barker's hands for another completion. So we are still moving on offense, at least relatively easy. We're starting to find a little bit of rhythm here, but it's 3rd and 12, so Tennessee really trying to disrupt it as much as possible. Pressure again on LaShawn Robinson as he just disappears in the pocket, and that pass is going to be intercepted as it came a little bit short, and that's why you don't keep making passes off your back foot. Come on, Robinson. What are you doing? That's how you get interceptions like that, man. That was just a perfect lob into the back of the end zone. So Tennessee takes over possession at the end of the 3rd quarter, but it is still an 11-point game for us. And we managed to get the ball back here later on in the 4th quarter. And on a 3rd and 7, Robinson going to dump this one to Barker. And Barker's breaking passes, and he's still on his feet, and he's getting close to the end zone. He's going to get brought down just outside the pylon, man. I think maybe at the 1-yard line. But Barker, man, what an amazing athletic play. That's some Nichols type of stuff, man. Jameel Nichols does plays like that, and Stephen Barker is also capable of it, so we love to see it. And speaking of Jameel Nichols, he's going to get himself a receiving touchdown, because it's not all about the rushing touchdowns. It is just all of them. And LaShawn Robinson's fired up. He's completely fired up. I guess we fought for that one, and after the interception, maybe he feels like he kind of battled back here. He feels like he managed to get us out of that little hump that we found ourselves in for a second. So 35-17, the game's starting to get a little bit out of hand for Tennessee. They need something here if they can get it. And that is going to be another completion to Clint Lester, who manages to haul this one in. And now Tennessee is knocking on heaven's door here, trying to get into the end zone with just a little over 3 minutes left to go. Smith back to pass, and he's instead going to throw an interception to the middle of the field. And you got to feel for him. You got to feel for him. You certainly have to feel for him, at least a little bit. Not a whole lot, but maybe a little bit. As Jason Nash, the senior, was able to come down with that interception and now give us the football. And Jameel Nichols, no, do not tell me. No, sir. No. It's not possible. How on earth is Jameel Nichols going to do this? Don't tell me he's going to make it. He's going to make it. It's a full rushing touchdown. What was that, 80 yards to the house after completely being gobbled up at the line of scrimmage? I mean, what on earth is this play? There's no way in hell, man. Oh my goodness, Tennessee. Now, if you're a volunteer fan in real life watching this game, the remote's in the TV. It's got to be. The remote's got to be firmly lodged in your TV screen. So, 42-17, and now we are down to the final 10 seconds. It's literally counting off of the clock. We are just running the clock out, and Jameel Nichols literally says, "Oh, you want me to run the clock out?" Which he doesn't even do, but he does manage to get another rushing touchdown. So, I mean, Jameel Nichols has had himself an MVP caliber day. That's what, 3 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown on top of what? Got to be almost like 200 yards. He is got to be, one of the best parts of this offense. I mean, it's been so long since we've had a running back that we've seriously just been like, dude, like, you're the dog. You're the guy running stuff here. And Jameel Nichols is one of those guys. So I don't typically focus too much on running backs because it's really hard in the sim to get, like, an actual, like, good running back. I know in these old NCAA games, it's very easy to run the football and be good with running backs. But when we do it like this, like I do, those results may vary. So just getting a instinctively good running back consistently on your team is a little bit harder to do, but Jameel Nichols seems to be filling that spot that Demetric Lehman left for us in his senior season. So no complaints whatsoever, man. No complaints whatsoever. So we could really break down and analyze why Tennessee lost this game, but I think it's relatively obvious as we mirror last year's score. Remember, last year we beat him 52-17. This year we beat him 49-17. So we needed one more field goal to sweeten the deal here, but hey, I'll quit victory lapping on Tennessee. We'll let them relax, at least for another season, until we probably see them again. So, LaShawn Robinson has a decent day here, outside of the interception, of course, but gets another 4 touchdowns added to his total. That's going to bring him up, if I could do the quick math, it's going to bring him up to 25-7. It's now his split heading into the next game here. So, a good split, to be sure. I'm not mad about it. I'm certainly not mad about it. We're having a good season all around with our whole entire squad. It seems to have the makings of a national championship season, but we will see that now as we head back to the hub world and simulate through the next few games, because look at those records, man. Look at these records. We managed to pick up wins against Louisiana Lafayette, Mississippi State, LSU, and Auburn, winning the Iron Bowl for like the 10th, 11th time. It's the 11th time now, I think. We've never lost it. So we finished a perfect 12-0 in the regular season, ranked number 1. And Vandy is who we are going to see in the conference championship, which means there's a lot of wackiness in the SEC to look at, because South Carolina beat number 1 Notre Dame, and somehow they managed to finish 4-4 in conference. They're 5th in the East, and they have like the 3rd best record. What on earth is happening in the SEC these days? And Vanderbilt with a 7-5 record, they've somehow beaten Tennessee and Florida to get into the championship game. I have no idea what on earth is happening in this SEC version. This version of the SEC, but it is just complete chaos. So we're going to be playing the Commodores once again. We'll have to wait to play Florida. So I hope to see you guys in Atlanta against Vandy once again.